Hello, everyone, and happy week 8 of classes. My name is Crystal Ballheis, and for this discussion, I chose to explore the rights and responsibilities of test takers, guidelines for expectations. The first thing I noticed that was interesting in the document, it hasn't seemed to be updated since 1999. That was just very surprising to me. There have been so many changes around the world and throughout our culture since 1999, and in the time that's passed between, like in that time, there's been a lot of updates, and I would assume there would need to be some form of update. This is also mentioned in the ACA Code of Ethics, Section E, Code 11. From the perspective of not using out-of-date or obsolete instruments, I would think that would also expand to the concept of updating requirements, expectations, just information like that is involved in the informed consent process. Of course, there could be an updated edition that we were not given links to. I did not do additional research to see if there was an updated edition, but that seemed very out of place to me. I also find it interesting that they specifically note that the document is meant as an effort to inspire improvements in the testing process, and they highlight that it's not legally enforceable. Obviously, it makes sense because the test administrators are the ones responsible for conducting the process ethically. However, I think it's an excellent way to explain to the client if they would like to achieve optimal results and get the most out of the testing process, then they need to adhere to those guidelines. I also think adding this piece is the ultimate nod to informed consent for the client, so they do not feel coerced or misinformed in any way as far as how they should conduct themselves in the assessment or testing process. And then they also have a clear understanding of how the test administrator should be conducting themselves as far as this whole process is concerned. Additionally, in the list of test taker rights, number 7 indicates they have the right to know the consequences, if the test is optional first, and they have the right to know the consequences if they choose not to take the test. But it also says they might have to ask questions in order to find out what the consequences are. Unless I'm misunderstanding something of what informed consent means, then I would think that knowing the consequences or sharing the consequences would be a part of basic informed consent. If the client has the right to know if the test is optional, then I feel like telling them that if they choose not to partake in the test, then it would be just a part of that process. So I found it interesting that they included that the test taker might have to ask about that. So that concludes my discussion. I hope everybody had a great term, and good luck in the fall.